Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about a function rule and talk about function notation. So a function rule is an equation that describes a function. You can think of a function rule as like an input and output machine. So we'll work with y equals 3x plus 4. Why not? The domain is the set of input values, and the range is the set of output values. If you know the input values, which here we do, if you know the input values, you can use a function rule to find the output values. Reason being because the output values depend on the input values. So all we do is we substitute x. Each of these individual values will be plugged in here and we'll evaluate the function. So if I plug in 1 for x here, that's 3 times 1 plus 4. That's 3 plus 4, or 7. Likewise, same thing here. 3 times 2 plus 4, that gives me 10. Lastly, 3 times 3 plus 4, which is 13. So there is another way to write the function y equals 3x plus 4. And this is probably the more common way you'll see functions written, and it's going to be seen throughout mathematics very, very often. And that is the following way. You can write your functions this way, or using the formal notation, f of x equals 3x plus 4. This looks fancy. So a function is in function notation when you use f of x to indicate your outputs. So realistically, y and f of x mean the same thing. This is just a more formal way of saying output. Again, you read f of x as a function of x. And if you're dealing with more than one function at a time, the two most common afterwards would be g of x followed by h of x. For the moment, we'll only work with one at a time, and that'll be f of x. So let's take a look at another example. We can use a function rule to evaluate functions, just like this one here. Let's evaluate the function f of a equals negative 3a minus 10 for a equal to 6. So you can think of the notation of this the following way. You can think of the notation f of 6 as replace a with 6 to find the value of f of 6. Here I've started the evaluation process. So now I'm going to replace a with 6. And then all we do from here is solve it like we would regularly solve an equation. A very similar approach. It's not an equation though because we're working with functions. So f of 6 is equal to negative 18 minus 10. So therefore, f of 6 is equal to negative 28. This becomes key for the rest of algebra, understanding that f of x is just the more formal way of saying, what is my output? What is my range? Going back to here. Showing you that formal notation for y equals. This is something that we will see very, very often throughout the rest of mathematics. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.